Regardless of what word he used, does the word itself matter? I mean, I know it's not what you should. My husband makes fun of me because I still spell my swears. I don't approve of that language. But in other words, if you say hellhole or you know what hole, is it really that different? I mean, one may be more vulgar than the other, but then to jump from vulgarity to actual racism, that's kind of a leap. Right? I mean, these countries that he was referring to in language that, you know, a lot of us don't like, but people do use, they're pretty dysfunctional. I mean, you just look at the economies there. You look at the challenges there. You know, it's tough, right? I mean, you've got a per capita GDP there in Norway of nearly $70,000. In the United States, nearly $60,000. In El Salvador, $8,000. In Haiti, almost 2,000. I mean, a very different economic equation, and life expectancy, it in part is a result of the higher per capita income. Now puts Norway ahead of the United States, actually. El Salvador is 91, and Haiti is 146 out of 183 countries. They have rampant crime in these places. Their economies are challenged. The people struggle to get an education. And sure, it's great to have hardworking people come here, but is there anything wrong with saying, okay, we need nurses this year. Therefore, we're going to go to the Philippines and we're going to find some highly educated nurses and bring them here. Or we need engineers, and they've got a tremendous engineering program in India, and we're going to bring those people specifically here for engineering jobs. You know, you're not asking for the moon. You're just identifying what it is that we need as a country and going out and seeking it. Joining me right now, Conservative Review contributor Tom Borelli and Democratic strategist Robin Biro. Good to see you both. Robin, why is this so wrong?
This is wrong, Trish, for the simple reason that when Donald Trump said this, I don't disagree that these countries are beleaguered. But when he said this, he said, why are we getting immigrants from these you-know-what whole countries and not places like Norway?
He didn't say because of the color of their skin, Robin. He said that these are countries that are highly challenged. And why do we want people with these significant challenges coming here when we need doctors, we need nurses, we need engineers?
Because we are the land of opportunity, and they want to escape those countries for that reason. That means that they want to make their lives better, and they can do that here, just like my neighbors who are very successful Nigerians, who he's a CEO of his own company.
I got news for you. It's not year 1776, okay? We got a lot of people here. We got a pretty big population. We've got such a big population, no one knows how the heck we're ever going to pay for Social Security because all kinds of entitlements are there. It is not 1776. We have a big population. The whole idea of saying just come to this country and make your way here, Tom, it doesn't work anymore.
No, absolutely. We just need to apply some common sense here. And what's really going on is this is really about the 2018 midterm election. Democrats are desperate. President Trump is doing a super job. And what they want to do is use the race card as a kryptonite to stop the president from continuing to do the super job. Look at the economy. The economy is growing at GDP 3%. They think maybe 4%. Over 1 million people have now gotten bonuses because of the tax plan. Unemployment is low. Black unemployment is at an all-time low since they've ever measured it. And that's the problem for Democrats. Sure. They're so afraid the black community is going to wake up to the empowerment of a growing economy under President Trump.
You know, one of the things I find most disturbing about the left is this idea that somehow you got to keep people habitually in poverty and give them these little handouts, Marie Antoinette-like. Let them eat cake, just give them enough to stay happy enough and keep voting us into office, as opposed to people realizing they can do it themselves and they can be successful themselves. And I think that's been a big distinction, a fundamental distinction between the two parties' approach to the economy. And it's why I like the conservative approach to the economy, because I'm all for empowering the people. Robin, you don't think the people can do it on their own?
Trish, you just talked about little handouts. This tax plan gives people a little handout for the middle class, $15 to $20 per paycheck. That's a little handout.
I know.
But I want to
You
say
and
to
Nancy
your earlier
Pelosi,
point,
you guys think it's just crumbs.
Armageddon. Isn't that right?
It's money. Money's money. Hey, money is money. And I said, but I want to say the reason that this is looking racist is because he's basically saying we can't have these people coming from these countries that are predominantly black.
No,
Why can't we have them
never
coming
said
from?
black.
Let me finish. The implication is that we can't have these people coming from these countries, which we know to be predominantly black. Why can't we have people coming from countries like Norway who are predominantly white?
So you are interpreting something. I can tell you.
See that.
I heard this, and I thought to myself, well, okay, he's referring to challenged countries. I never even, because I don't know, I don't think that way. I didn't think black, white. I thought challenged country.
Only Democrats think like that.
Yes, because
race is the only thing they have. Exactly. They need to gin up the base. Look, Lindsey Graham, during a hearing, called those countries, or Mexico, called hellholes. Former President Obama used the S word to describe Libya. We didn't hear anything about that then, did we?
No.
It's the left-wing media and the Democrats. They're desperate. President Trump had a great early part of the week last week. They called him crazy. He had this big open meeting where he showed he was in command and he was in control. And who was sitting to his right? Dick Durbin. Yeah. What was Durbin's motivation? He had to come out and slam, because the Democrats are running on two things, right? Impeach and resist. Yeah. That's all they have.
And by the way, Tom, there is nothing worse that you can really say about someone than to call them a racist.
Absolutely.
Or to make these Hitler comparisons, which are despicable and frankly insulting to so many people and insulting to history. But this is where they're headed. I mean, someone was just making the Stalin, and that was Jeff Flake, by the way. Stalin comparison.
Another never Trumper. Aren't we shocked?
All right. Anyway, it all continues. It's good to see you
Thanks
both.
for having me on.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Tom.